Hi everyone, it's Liam here from Rating the Races. So this is going to go out on Friday to premium members and on Saturday to free members. So if some of the prices have shortened, premium members would have been able to get those. Unfortunately, free members, you've probably missed out because, well, you've missed out, haven't you? You weren't a premium member. So sign up. So let's talk about four horses that I think all will take all of the beating, and I would be very disappointed if more than, well, I think all of them win, to be honest. I think they've all got their perfect conditions, and so let's get on with it. So the first one is in the Irish Oaks, Save the Last Dance. She's short price, she's odds on, she's even money. You can just about get even money. Why do I think she will win? She has the soft ground. That's what she needed at Epsom. Unfortunately, she got beat by speed because it was rattling fast last at Epsom. It wasn't fast; it was rattling fast. Even if it had been good ground, I think she would have beaten Soul Sister. She's got cut in the ground in the Irish Oaks. I think she's very, very good. And with that in mind, I think she takes all of the beating here, but she is priced accordingly at even money. The second horse that I think will take all of the beating is in the 2 o'clock, the Group 3, and that is Pearls and Rubies. I thought her effort in the Chesham was absolutely fine. She ran a really good race. She just got caught on the line by Snellen. Snellen had come into the race off the back of just one win as well. So it's not like she'd been beaten by an exposed horse. She got beat by a horse who actually could be very, very good. I think Pearls and Rubies is very good. I think she's had a bit more time between this race and her last race. She only had 13 days before. It's 28. This 28 is actually the perfect amount of days between races. I think she takes all of the beating here, but again, she has been priced up accordingly. She's now 11 to 10. The 6 furlongs will be fine. She won over 5. She was second over 7. The 6 furlongs will be absolutely fine for her. I think over 6 in the Chesham, she would have probably won the race. The next horse in the 3:10, the 5 furlong sprint. Great bit of placing here, I think, from Tim Easterby to run Art Power again. 3-time course winner at the Curragh, all over 6, but he's won so impressively over 6 that I don't think 5 will be an issue. And against these rivals, I don't think there's a proper group. There's not a Group 1 horse in the race, and I don't really think there's a proper Group 2 horse in the race. Whereas Art Power could be a Group 1 horse for sure, or has won a Group 1, hasn't he? He won the what did he win? I'm sure he won a Group 1. Maybe he didn't. He's won 2 Group 3s and a Group 2 at the Curragh. I think this is the key for him. Go back to the Curragh, great bit of placing. I think he takes all of the beating as well. He is currently 6 to 4, 13 to 8. There's a couple of 13 to 8s. And the final one, who I think takes all of the beating, is in the Newbury 335, and that is Relief Rally. A reproduction of Royal Ascot form, and Relief Rally will win that race. Obviously the race at Royal Ascot was over 5 as well. This is over 5, so it's not like they were running over 6 or 7 and then dropping back to 5 to try and pick up some fantastic prize money, 112 grand. For the winner, 122 grand for the winner, sorry. Tom Marquand rides. I think the only thing that could potentially get him beat will be the draw. However, I think the horse who is the biggest danger is Bobsleigh, and Bobsleigh is drawn in 16. So only 2 away from Relief Rally. So that won't be an excuse in my opinion. Last year's winner as well come from 21, so that shouldn't really be an excuse. I think the best horse there will win that race, and that is Relief Rally. So they are 4 short ones that you may be interested in getting involved in. Save the Last Dance, Pearls and Rubies, Art Power, and Relief Rally, who is, what's he? 6 to 4. He's 6 to 4 as well. Let's just refresh that, make sure. Yes, 6 to 4. The next 2 races that I want to talk about, this is just a bit of a rant. Why do trainers not run their horses in the right races? Who won the 235 at the Curragh last year? A race worth 52 grand for the winner. Mr. Wagyu. For John Quinn. Where's Mr. Wagyu? Where was he last seen? Running in a handicap at Thirsk for 9 grand, or nearly 10 grand. but not running here. He would have probably turned up here off a lower mark even than when winning at the Curragh. I mean, it's just bonkers that they're not running. Similarly, in the Ripon Bell Ringer, who won the Bell Ringer last year? Alright Sunshine off 99. What's he currently rated? 97. He would have turned up with a huge chance. Keith Dalglish decided to run him in a Old Newton Cup, which he had no chance in, and his new trainer didn't put him in this race. Just missing out. I mean, that's 20 grand for the winner. Why can... So, you know, if those trainers then come out and say, oh, there's not enough prize money, blah, 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 that's because you're not entering them in the right races. You're putting them in races just... You're going, well, he wants a mile and a half, that'll do. And just running anywhere. You're not reading the programme very well. You're not looking back at their previous form even. The amount of times you see a horse that is, you know, £2 lower than when finishing third the year before, beaten by two horses that have gone on to be much better. And then they don't turn up there. They go to another track that they've never had shown any form whatsoever, and they disappoint. Or they run over a different distance. I just don't understand some trainers. And I think they don't look at the programme and they just go, a mile and a half race, there's the next one, that's where we're running. And yeah, it really annoys me when... I think I could do a better job than some of them. Not training the horses, I'm not saying that, but definitely placing their horses in winnable races. Anyway, let's move on to some selections, and we'll start off in the 225. We go to the 225 at Newbury, which is the Metal Handicap. I think it said Metal. It's not metal, is it? It's got too many T's. Who do I think wins this? Nathaniel Green. Nathaniel Green has the blinkers on, Tom Marcon back on, and runs off the same mark as when finishing fourth, when sent off the favourite for the Northumberland Plate. This is an easier handicap. This has Tom Marcon back on. The blinkers are on to try and keep him involved a little bit early on. He just got caught too far back in the Northumberland Plate. I think they'll make sure they're not caught too far back. And to be honest, right near the finish, Andrea Rezzeni actually didn't have the clearest of runs behind the front three. And I think if he had, I actually think he might have even won the race. He was only beaten 2.5 lengths, but he had to stop riding right near the finish. Because although he was picking up strongly, he ran into the back of the three of them in front of him. Yeah, so off 88, I think he takes all of the beating here over 2 mile. I don't think the distance will be an issue back on the turf. Yes, it's a little bit further, it feels a little bit further than 2 mile on the all-weather. But yeah, it's an easier race in my opinion, and I think he takes all of the beating there. He's not the biggest price, as you can see, he's 7-2, but I fully expect him to win that race. Moving on to, should we look at the 340? Not enough prices. Should we look at the 525? Not enough prices. Should we look at the 745 at Doncaster? Definitely not enough prices. So that'll be it for video 1. There are just 4 short price selections that I think will take all of the beating. And I also think Nathaniel Green will win the Metal Handicap over 2 mile. There will be 3 more to come, as I've mentioned. So keep an eye out for part 2 of this video. There'll obviously be another email when I've released part 2.